Reviewers such as IGN recently got their hands on Dead Island 2, and they've all been able to release previews of the game, going over their thoughts about Dead Island 2 before it does release on April 21st of 2023. And in today's video, we're going to be going over the final preview video from IGN and going over the things that you probably missed within this video. This has got loads of gameplay within it and loads of info about Dead Island 2. So let's waste no more time and let's get into the things you missed about the Dead Island 2 final preview. So here we are, and this is the trailer from IGN, or well, not trailer, but a preview from IGN, where they basically had the hands-on preview of Dead Island 2, where they've got to play it for a bit, and this is a video going over their thoughts about the game. And straight off the bat here, right away, we can see some amazing scenery from the game. Over there, you can already see loads and loads of buildings, so it looks like hopefully that will be an explorable area. If not, then that's a little bit disappointing, but hopefully places like that are going to be places that you can explore. I mean, straight off the bat, we can see a road down here, and we actually see gameplay of this area, so that is, you know, that is a guaranteed area that you can visit. And obviously over here, I would hope that some of these areas, especially around here near the front, are going to be places that you can go ahead and visit, or might be part of the main story missions. But either way, a lot of this is going to be a playable area. As you can see, yeah, it goes pretty far back there, and there's a lot to it, so pretty decent map straight off the bat that we can see right there. And like I did mention before, actually, once again at the top of the screen that you can actually see here, this is how it's going to work in terms of navigation. There isn't going to be like a mini map bottom right or bottom left or anything like that. There is going to be a bar at the top. This is basically sort of like a compass. This will show you some basic locations and some basic, you know, yeah, some general GPS locations. So this is, I assume, a main mission location, or the current tracks mission. That could maybe be a side mission, but generally speaking, that'll probably be the main mission. And then obviously some small items on the floor and everything like that. Areas that you can visit will all be on here, points of interest and the likes. So straight off the bat, yeah, that is everything we get right away. And then we instantly get access to this amazing view. As you can see here, this looks like another area that is possibly explorable. Now, it does seem like this is actually just in front of that house that we saw before, except this is obviously just at a different time of day, if that makes sense. So that looks really impressive, and that's hopefully an area we'll be able to visit. And this all looks really nice. We're seeing amazing scenery here. And straight off the bat, this is something we have actually seen before. This is from the trailers. And basically, yeah, we're seeing lots of different areas where we'll be surely introduced to some combat. And as you can see, we've got some combat on the screen now. Basic melee weapon is being used, and as you can see, it will display the weapon down there. And once again, this is obviously comparing it to Dying Light 2. Well, not once again, but in this video, that's the first time. But generally speaking, people compare this game to Dying Light 2 a lot. Now, parkour was obviously a massive aspect, and always has been a massive aspect of Dying Light. We don't see that as much within Dead Island 2, but what we do see more of is, of course, the combat. The combat is huge within Dead Island 2, and it looks like that is going to be continuing. So we're getting a firearm here, and as you can see, when you are actually, you know, tracking a zombie, you can see this will go red. So that's an easy way to be able to tell if you are going to be hitting a good shot or not. As if you're using a firearm, of course. If you're using a melee weapon, then that's a little bit different. But either way, firearms are available within Dead Island 2. So as I mentioned in a previous video, these zombies all have different levels. Now, this level might depend on your current level. It may be like in a game like Hogwarts Legacy, for example, where these zombies might go from level 20 to 40. And let's say you're level 10, then they will be level 20. If you're level 50, then they will be level 40. So it might be something like that. All these might just be set at level 8, and obviously if you're around level 8 or higher, then you're going to find it not too bad to kill them. But obviously if you're, say, level 3 or something, then you'll definitely struggle with this. And once again, we're actually seeing a type of zombie here. So this is a crusher, and there are loads of different types of zombies within the game. As you can see, we're getting these hit markers here for the amount of damage we are dealing to this zombie, something that I assume we'll be seeing with melee weapons, and it also shows you if you get a critical hit or not. And that was obviously just a takedown there. Pretty cool animations. And once again, we're getting some more melee combat, and something pretty cool here is that zombies can actually dodge you. I think this is a really cool interaction that we're seeing right there. As you can see, those zombies actually go onto the ground, and that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool interaction, which would definitely make combat more interesting. And here we are seeing one of the protagonists for the game. This is Amy. Their hometown is Los Angeles. They are an athlete, and they love being in the lead, and they hate losing. So pretty, you know, that's a pretty standard character really there, and that is Amy, and this is one of the playable protagonists within Dead Island 2. Pretty cool there to get a bit of information about them. But if we do go back, we can actually see, yeah, like I was mentioning, obviously here we have different types of zombies once again, and these are level 4. This is a runner, so I assume from the name runner, they're going to be pretty fast, and they're probably going to be pretty tough to take down, or at least pretty tough when it comes to actually hitting them. But once you hit them, it'll probably be pretty easy, since I assume they don't have much health, and yeah, they're not the strongest, but of course they're going to be very agile, and they're going to be very fast. And I assume that's, you know, that's a bit of an educated guess there from the name runner. I'll assume that is how they'll be. And then, as you can see, they have to hit X there, and then they get an interaction there, where they are able to take down the zombie. So So next up, we are actually able to see gameplay on a beach, as you just saw here. Pretty cool that we will be able to go onto beaches. We see this within Dead Island games, and it's going to be continuing. As you can see, there's a pier there. Pretty cool, something that kind of reminds me of GTA actually. Pretty cool addition, and yeah, we'll be able to go onto beaches, and there'll be loads of zombies over there. Pretty open space actually, so maybe it'll be an area where you'll be able to see zombies for, you know, maybe quite a few miles, and you'll be able to, you know, address the situation. It'll be pretty easy to see how many zombies are in the area, since obviously it's a pretty flat area with no real obstacles in the way, no proper buildings. So yeah, pretty easy way to see if there are any zombies nearby. So next up on the screen, you're going to see a pretty cool takedown, and you're going to see this right now. As you can see there, we actually get to kick a zombie. It's only on the screen for a split second, but a pretty cool thing there that we are actually able to pretty much fly kick a zombie. That's a pretty cool addition. And right here you're seeing a walker, or well, there being more of a crawler there. But either way, that's an example of another type of zombie. So basically the combat is going to be pretty detailed. There's loads of different zombies which will all vary in their gameplay. Like I mentioned, the runners, they're obviously going to be pretty agile, and then you're going to have some that are going to be massive. They have quite a lot of health and they'll deal quite a lot of damage, but of course they're going to be pretty slow and they're going to be pretty easy to dodge. And then you're going to have some standard zombies, and of course you don't have people that are crawling on the ground, or well, not people, zombies. And there's going to be loads of different types of zombies which will really help the combat vary and keep it entertaining for a long time. And of course these interactions will vary as well depending on the weapon you're using, the zombie you're attacking, and the position you are in. If you're behind a zombie, then that interaction with the zombie when you are taking it down will be different to if you're in front of the zombie and it's maybe crawling on the floor. So it's really going to vary, keeping the combat nice and interesting throughout the entirety of the game, hopefully. And on screen now, you're seeing another one of the protagonists for Dead Island 2, and this is Ryan. He is an exotic dancer, he loves his brother, and he hates exercising for fun. Another one of the protagonists that you'll be able to play as within Dead Island 2. And once again, we're seeing more and more of this combat, like I mentioned, and it really does vary depending on obviously where you are, and the zombies you're attacking, and of course the weapons you are using. On screen now, you're seeing the abilities and the skills within Dead Island 2. So depending on what you're wanting to do, and the certain sort of strategies you're trying to go for, that is when you will change your skills and abilities cards. Obviously these will all vary, and these can all be sort of improved throughout the game, and you will be unlocking these throughout the game as well. You'll be unlocking new skills for combat and general gameplay throughout the game as you progress through the main story. Now, on screen you are seeing the weapon upgrades within Dead Island 2. First of all, you can mod the weapon itself. So here we have a katana, and this has been modded. Then you are able to add 3 perks to this weapon, and then there's also a fixed perk which comes with the weapon itself, since of course you can pick up and purchase weapons throughout the game. The stats are displayed at the bottom right. You have the damage, the force, the speed, and the max durability for this weapon at hand. And then of course you have the overall power here, which will vary from weapon to weapon. You may have a couple katanas, and the easy way to tell which one is best is to check its power level, and the one with the highest power level is of course the best one, but it may vary depending on the scenario at hand. And this is obviously a certain type of katana. There'll be loads of different types of each weapon within the game, all with different modifications that can of course be slightly altered with this weapon customization. Now, at higher level you are in the game, then the chances are the better the weapons that you will find within the game as well, and the better upgrades that you will have as well. So a pretty cool look at the weapon customization and the weapon upgrades within Dead Island 2. So then finally on screen you are going to be seeing an example of scoping in with a weapon, and that shows us that we will be able to kill zombies from range. So this means that you could be quite far away from a herd of zombies, and you can easily take them out by scoping in with certain weapons, as we are seeing on the screen here. Another pretty cool feature and an example of the firearms within Dead Island 2. So there you go, that was going over everything that you probably missed from the gameplay preview from IGN, as we get really close to the release of Dead Island 2, with it launching just next month, in basically about a month from now. We covered everything from the combats to the skills and ability cards and the types of firearms you'll be able to find within Dead Island 2, and that does just about wrap up things here. Now, I have done a video where I do something just like this, but instead I'm going over everything we missed from the extended gameplay reveal for Dead Island 2, and if you're interested in watching that, then a link to that video is on the screen now, and you can go ahead and join me over there.